Hi, welcome to Poise Tactical, and I'm your host, Mosen. Today I wanted to discuss something, as you may know, things are kind of crazy in the world today, and right now there's kind of been more of a push towards prepping in the prepping community. People that really never really thought about it are starting to find out that maybe they should start to look into some things to maybe be prepared in case of, a grid failure, a communications failure, things like that. If the internet goes down, a lot of people, that's their primary ways of communication, internet and cell phone and landlines, which very few people have anymore, hard lines. So today I kind of wanted to discuss communications in the aspect of receiving communications. And that would be more in the line of, emergency broadcasts, trying to get news where you may not be able to get news in the event of an outage somewhere. So what I want to talk about is multiband radios. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. If you are, multiband radio allows you to monitor frequencies across a large swath of frequencies. And, people have been using these for years as emergency radios so they can monitor even airplane traffic. You can monitor low band AM radio, so you could get AM radio, which travels a lot further than FM radio signals. So in the event of an emergency, a lot of the times a battery backed up or generator backed up transmission sites for like AM radio will travel a lot further, so they can put out an emergency broadcast a lot further than you would on an FM radio. So, as a lot of some people may be familiar with, this is a multi-band radio. This is a Texan. This is kind of a cheaper one. I bought it on Amazon, I don't know, 8 years ago. And it's a pretty good unit. You can program it. You can search a large range of frequencies on it. You can monitor anything from air traffic to ham bands, ham radio. And just it has upper sideband, lower sideband, and if you're not familiar with that, you can look that up. But it has a wide range of options that you can use to monitor. So these are kind of nice to have. But what I was looking into, and which I've been messing around with for a few years now, is software-defined radio. Software-defined radio is, you have a USB or a hardware, a card that goes in your computer that has an antenna. You can either put an external antenna on it. They have all kinds of options depending on what you want to monitor. And those types of systems, basically, you have to have a computer, right? So normally you would have to have a computer or a laptop to monitor those frequencies. Now, I don't know if anybody's watching this follows the Funker 530 Discord. I know some of you people that are on here that follow my channel have been there. When this Ukrainian crisis was happening, the invasion is still happening, obviously. Software-defined radio is being used by people on the internet to listen to radio traffic from the Russians and other people. And it's very interesting because with software-defined radio, you can put an SDR, I'm just going to abbreviate, those devices throughout an area, and you can connect them to the internet, and you can allow other people to use them to listen to radio. And this is really cool. And we were, when the Ukrainian Russian invasion started happening, there was a really interesting thing that was happening on the Funker 530 Discord, where we had a translator in there monitoring the traffic and listening to what was actually being said on the ground while this was happening. It's like, to my knowledge, that's never really happened before, unless you're some of the obviously not real time, but some of these ragtag military units or like don't really use encrypted radio, so you can't really, those can be easily intercepted. So, but they were using unencrypted radio for some reason. Russia's been doing that a lot lately for intercommunication short range communication, and a lot of people are intercepting it. And this SDR lets you, if you have a station or a node near any area, you can monitor it remotely. But one of the things is, like I was saying, is it requires a computer. And in an event something happened and you had to leave, you don't want to be toting around a computer. So I bought what's called an OTG cable, an adapter. It's basically a hub. So what this is it has a little, a Type-C connector, micro USB Type-C, and it's just a little hub. So it has USB ports, HDMI if you wanted to plug it into a monitor, your phone, or you could use this on a computer as well that has a Type-C connector. But this has a LAN port and everything. But anyway, the main purpose I'm using this for is the USB ports, because a lot of the SDRs you buy now are USB. I'm going to grab one here. And the particular SDR that I have is a Sdr. Here you go, in case anybody wants to look it up. This is a USB software-defined radio. And in the past, I've just plugged this into my PC, installed my Sdr software, and you can listen to frequencies going very far low all the way to in the gigahertz range. And here's a little antenna, and you can get way better antennas depending on what frequencies you want to listen to. But so the nice thing is some developers have actually created SDR software for Android now. So, and you don't need to be rooted or anything like that. You can run natively. So what you can do is plug in your OTG, and you can get all kinds of OTG cables on Amazon for this. This is a more higher end one because it has so many things on it. You can get ones that just have a USB port right off the Type-C connector. So if I plug that into my phone here, and I'm going to turn screen recording on so I can put this on the screen here. And we're going to plug in our SDR, this little doohickey here. And it's going to actually start up automatically on my phone the Sdr software. And this is called Rtl. Let me look up the name of it. It's called Rtl Sdr Driver. You got to install the driver software. It's in the App Store on Play. And then you have to install the radio tuner. And the tuner on mine is called something similar. SDR touch key. The key and then the analyzer. So if you just type in SDR radio on the Play Store, you'll see these on there. There's a couple other different ones. But anyway, so now that I have this on here, my phone has picked it up, and you can see that on my phone it has a little spectrum analyzer, and this is actually showing me all the this is actually showing I'm listening to the radio right now, right? So it has a RF analyzer, which is you can monitor. You can see where there's a broadcast next to the frequency you're listening to. It's called a spectrum, like fall. And so that way you can see as you're scrolling through the different frequencies that might be near it. And also you can program frequencies into it. So on mine I have the different radio channels programmed in. And you can see I'm just switching through. This is just regular FM radio. Now on here you can actually change it. So if I change the category to you can change it, hopped out of it. Let's start recording again. And if I go back to it, if I go to FM, I could change the spectrum to the signal type. There's broadcast, narrowband, amplitude modulation, lower sideband, upper sideband. I'm not going to get into all that. There's different ways this frequencies or broadcasts happen. But the nice thing is, and I could get way into it and go a lot longer, but the nice thing is you can go through and monitor a very wide spectrum for a fraction of the cost is what you'd spend on one of this wideband radio. And this is portable, so you could put this in your bag. You can, as long as you have your cell phone, you can take it with you, because most time when you're traveling, you have your phone, right? So it just seems like a really cool thing to keep in the bag, in case something happens. But anyway, just thought I would like to share a little bit of tech here and kind of show you what I keep in my bag. And I plan on doing more of these videos to kind of show what I have going on with different things that I like to keep in my bag. And it all depends. It depends how nerdy you are. It depends how much you want to look. You want to go over it. I mean, I do. Here's one little thing here. This is a watch that is that I've been playing around with. It's full Android. It's a Cospet. It runs Android 11 on it, and it's a cell phone. And it's just like a Android phone that goes on your wrist. It is nuts. It's like quad core. I think it's 4 gigs of RAM. It's insane. But maybe I'll do another one of those on that. Another little video on that, because it's really crazy what they're fitting into such a small package these days. And this is cool because it has a GPS. It's just a phone, really, on your wrist. Insane. And if you have enough batteries, you can keep everything up to charged in an emergency and keep yourself going. So, but anyway, I just wanted to wrap up this video. That's all I have for today, and I'm planning on putting out more of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, tell me in the comments and just tell me to shut up, and I won't put out any more of these. I'll just keep streaming webcams. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good day, and thanks for listening, and catch you all later.